Hey guys, Barry Cooke, Campfire Guitar Videos here, and today we're in a forest setting, and we're going to explore some Canadian use of the key of D, D chord, G chord, and the A chord. 1, 4, 5. There are a lot of good Canadian songs for campfire guitar that make use of the key of D, and I thought we could look at some of those, some of my favorite bands. There's nothing really instructional here. I just want to show how versatile, really, 3 chords. You can get a lot of music out of just 3 chords. So let's get right into it. D, of course, in the key of D, D is the 1st, G is the 4th, and A is the 5th, and these can be turned around in any order to create interesting musical patterns. So the first one we'll do, I guess, is we'll keep it nice and slow and go with a classic Canadian folky, Neil Young's There's a Town in North Ontario. That's where we are right now. We're in a town in North Ontario. The song, of course, is Helpless, and it's a great song for beginners to learn because the strumming pattern is easy. You can throw in a little bit of finger picking if you want to. You know, Neil doesn't just strum. He does do hammer-ons and pull-offs and varies it up a little bit. That's how you can make 3 chords sound interesting and not mechanical. Now we will look at some uses of the key of D where it's a little more chunky and straightforward, but they have different techniques for making that interesting. So anyways, let's start with Neil Young, Helpless, just 3 chords. You gotta play it slow. I have a tendency to speed everything up too much. I tell myself, keep it slow. Especially this song. There is a town in North Ontario with dream, comfort, memory to spare. And in my mind, of course it's D-A-G. I started off by saying 1, 4, 5, but he's going 1, 5, 4, D-A-G. D-A-A-G. 1 count of D, 1 count of A, and 2 counts of G. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. We were helpless, helpless, helpless. Helpless, helpless, helpless. Helpless, helpless, helpless. That's it. D-A-G. Acoustic guitar, simple, hammer-ons, pull-offs, jazz up a little bit. Just make sure you're playing in the key of D, and that's all there is to that. The same chord progression, D-A-G, which is the 1, 5, 4, you could find it in Canadian rock as well. And sometimes I've been requested this one on occasion. When people find out I'm an April Wine fan, there's a few songs that are really well known. This is one of them, and it's really simple to play. It's fun to play. It's got a tacit in it, which makes it a little bit interesting. That's the twist that's used to change it up and make it not so boring. By the way, here I'm playing my some people call these Epiphones. I call them epiphanies because I like to think of the musical journey of having an epiphany. That's probably a mispronunciation, but I really don't care. So I'm playing my my Epiphany. My brother fixed this up and spiffed it up for me really clean and put some brand new Elixir strings on it, so it sounds great. So here we go. This is April Wine. Tonight is a wonderful time to fall in love. Oh yeah. Tonight is a wonderful time to fall in love. Tonight is a wonderful time to fall in love. Oh yeah. Tonight is a wonderful time to fall in love. And if you want to vary it up just a little bit, then you can, I played the bar chords there, the D on the 5th fret, the A on the 5th fret, and the G in the 3rd position. But of course you could play it just like Neil Young did in the for Helpless. And it sounds good with these strings. The D sounds very bright and full, lots of harmonics in the body resonating. So what I often do for this one actually is I'll play the verses in the verse in the open position, and then I'll go a little bit harder and play the bar chords for the chorus. Now that song is he does 2 verses, and then in the 3rd verse he has the a tacit in it where he goes from the D, he tacits up 2 frets and plays in the key of E. So it's just where it's 1 to 5 to 4 to 5. Such a sweet thing, oh yeah. It's easy when you realize these moments are forever, oh yeah. It's magic that's in her eyes. Tonight is a wonderful time to fall in love. So, taciting up 2 frets to go to the key of E just adds a little bit of interest, a little bit of tension, you know. The magic in her eyes there, bring the tension up, get the crowd going. So that's a good song. Starts in the key of D, tasts to E, and it stays there in E and finishes that way. It's got a nice little jingly xylophone in the background too, but you don't need that for Campfire. Lots of songs in the key of D. There's so many. Another one from April Wine that I've had people ask for this one from time to time. It's a rock song, but still it sounds pretty good on acoustic guitar, and people know it because it gets played on the radio a lot. But it's April Wine again, and of course, you know, all the guys in April Wine, Brian Greenway, Miles Goodwin, Gary Moffat, really, really good guitar players. And when you layer 3 guitars over top, you can get the 3 guitars doing all different things, and it sounds fantastic. The trick is, how do you do that around a campfire? And you can tell my trick was to play the chord progression in the open position, A, D, G, D, A, and if you want to simulate that effect, you can see what I'm doing is a palm mute. I'm sitting my palm on the strings, and I've got my A chord so that the A note is ringing, but it's muted because my palm is kind of sitting on the strings. Not dead flat, not deadening it, but just lightly. Nice effect, nice and quiet. Then the voice comes in quiet too. Don't go living in the past. I believe a love will last. That should always remain. chord progression there. Looks fancy, but really, that's the A chord, that's the G chord, and that's the D chord. So he's still just same thing, just a little inversion. A, G, D, G to A. That's of course a screaming electric guitar, chunky, crunchy electric guitar, not actually screaming, that comes in and plays that part as the lead break. Just great guitar by April Wine. So you can play that. You can play the whole song in the open position if you want. But with the A, there's the A to the D to the G. There's many ways to play that, and the April Wine, they're masters of mixing it up again to keep that D A G chord progression, to keep it interesting. So he'll go. Which is just, again, the A to the D to the G. So sometimes though, lots of ways to finger the A chord. You do it there, you can do it there, do it a little bit lower, and of course the open position. So say hello, say hello. So say hello to another song by another Canadian band. And when people find out I play Rush on acoustic guitar, of course, one of the most famous opening guitar riffs is on acoustic guitar. It's on a 12-string. I've got a 6-string here, but it's closer to the heart, and that's also in the key of D, A, and G. That's all there is to that song. But wow, what a great song! Of course, Alex Lifeson starts it up with this, and I'll just do this slowly because I haven't practiced this in a little while. But I want you to see what's going on here with the. He's got an A chord, but it's an A sus2 because he's got the, just like in Say Hello, but he's taken the index finger, put it down here, opened up the B note, and he's fretted the high A on the E string. So it's this great chord, and he's finger picking this, going through this pattern of. But of course, we're talking about Alex Lifeson, so he doesn't keep it that simple. It sounds beautiful with the bass notes ringing in the background on the 12 string especially. And so now that sounds sloppy. That's because if you look at my fingers, I don't have any nails left, and so I need proper nails to play that one. And this nail in particular is all chunky, so it grabs the strings and makes it sound terrible. But never mind that. So that those chords there, even that. The first chord's a G, played in the 3rd position, but he leaves the E ringing. The next chord is D with the F sharp in the bass, and he leaves that E ringing. Then a reference to the F7, just passing, and it's the only time it's used in the song, and it just adds a little bit of tension before it resolves to the A sus2, the A sus4, and the A major. Okay, so far everything's A, except for the quick bit of the G, the D, the F, and then the A. So, and that's the hard part of the song. The easy part of the song is, of course, so there's your A, G, D chords. farmers and plowmen, each must know his part. D, G, A. They'll switch it around the next time to sow a new mentality. D, A, and G. Closer to the heart. I said, closer to the heart. Yes, closer to the heart. D, G, A, D, A, G. And then the, Neil Peart's on the bells. That's also key of D. D, A, G, F sharp. Dum, dum, bum, bum, bum. Ending in the G. You can be the captain and I will draw the chart. I'm singing this song an octave lower, 'cause I'm not Geddy Lee. I'm not Geddy Lee. I'm not Geddy Lee. Yes. There you go, closer to the heart, key of D, played on acoustic guitar. Clean that up, sounds great around a campfire. Let's see, I had another one that I wanted to do, D-A-G, and it was also a Canadian band. So that's, what, 4 songs already? Canadian bands, 4 songs, all in the key of D. I think there's a bunch more that, of course, I like the Cowboy Junkies and Margot Timmins, that voice of hers. Their version of Sweet Jane just gives me chills. And that's the same thing. I forget the name of the guitarist in that band. It's Peter Timmins, I think, isn't it? His brother, her brother. And so it's the same thing. Sweet, sweet Jane. Sweet, sweet Jane. It's the same chord progression as April Wine. Love is such a sweet thing. Oh yeah. So there you go. There's 5 bands, 4 bands, 5 songs, all in the key of D. Very versatile key. Those open chords, they resonate with a big guitar sound around a campfire. Whether you're playing D-A-G or D-G-A or A-G-D, A-D-G. There's so many ways to turn those chords around, and you can come up with great songs, and there's 5 of them for you.